My grandma was actually diagnosed with cancer in 2017, and I unfortunately lost her that same year. She was Spanish speaking only, and I noticed that there was a language barrier. Oftentimes when we would go to different doctor's appointments, pharmacies to pick up her prescriptions and stuff like that. So I knew I was always attracted to healthcare, to hopefully bridge that gap.
So I worked for a drug company, and I got to hear patients all over the nation talk about how important it was to get their life-saving medications. However, there were some obstacles to get their medication. There were some access to barriers of health, and also just affordability. So I was very interested in pursuing pharmacy career after that.
I decided I wanted to go to pharmacy school when I was 15. We had to do a career pathway assessment at my high school, and mine matched into healthcare, and I kind of assessed different healthcare programs or different types of healthcare lifestyles, and I thought pharmacy was really amazing. I was like, I can see the patients and maybe not be all the way hands-on, and then I learned how I could be hands-on in a different manner while affecting their medications. So
I was doing a little bit of family history, and I found that I have this ancestral or familial link deep in the South Pacific in the islands of Samoa, where my family immigrated from. And I learned that traditionally it was the women and the mothers in the village that were the healers, and they were able to use the land and the properties of the plants around them to heal and give back to their community. And so that really inspired me to kind of go to a pharmacy route. And so when I was looking into pharmacy as a career, I was able to see in the state of Utah in a 2018 report, they showed that only 0.2% of pharmacists identify as Pacific Islanders. And so if you look at the population of pharmacists as a workforce in Utah, that leads to maybe 9. And that's just Pacific Islanders as a whole. It's not necessarily Samoans, which is what I would be. So that really inspired me to pursue pharmacy as a career for someone because I understand the importance of seeing yourself reflected in a workforce and being trusted in healthcare.
It's been a great learning and networking experience, while also, adding to my personal development at Midyear, seeing the different residency showcases and booths and everything. So it's been a great journey so far.
I feel like there were some very niche roles, because I'm actually looking at managed care pharmacy roles, so there are even more niche roles I didn't even know existed over the country. So I'm so glad I got to go to the showcase and able to connect with a lot of my pharmacy colleagues from all over the nation. I think I've definitely increased my network here. I think I have a much stronger sense of what type of pharmacy career I want to pursue after attending ASHP.
Midyear's been great. I've got to see a lot of people that I've met over the years at various conferences, seen people that I knew from undergrad, and then also one of my favorite memories so far is that I was at a reception on the first night, and I walked up to a table with 2 ladies, and I didn't realize who they were. And one lady, I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" She's like, "Oh, I work for ASHP." And then the second person, I was like, "Oh, I never asked you, what do you do?" She's like, "I'm actually the president of ASHP." And we laughed about it because I didn't realize who I was talking to, and she was like, "It's okay. It's okay to not know every person." And she was thanking me for actually speaking up to her. So
it's actually been really amazing. It's kind of an organized chaos, but I have loved going to the showcases and visiting and networking with all the residents, because they're just one step removed from where I am right now. And it's nice to hear their perspective and see where they're going with their careers and put myself in their shoes and see where I could go with mine.
So post-graduation, I'm actually, I've worked at Walgreens, transitioned into a hospital setting recently. My plans after pharmacy school are to hopefully obtain a PGY1 residency position. So with coming to ASHP Midyear, I was actually hoping to narrow down some of my options while also looking for new experiences, and hopefully with the networking, like the previous question, looking for the next mentor to help me through that journey.
So I aspire to do a PGY1, mostly focused in ambulatory care. My passion's in primary care and chronic disease management. So I hope to match in one of those programs and be able to pursue my dreams.
Post-graduation, my plan is to get a PGY1, and then ultimately I'd love to be in ambulatory care and just giving back to my community. I love the interactions that you can have on a long-term level with patients, and that's really what I'm looking for as far as my future career, and just creating some of that generational wealth and being able to see myself reflected in my community and work with so many people.
My plans post-graduation are to pursue a managed care PGY residency or industry fellowship. So I definitely feel that after attending ASHP Midyear as a first-time attendee, it's been really integral. It's really helped define what type of career I want to pursue here. But it's really important, especially as a non-traditional student, that I come here in person and actually meet the people, meet them, put a name to a face on the application before I submit my applications. And also I feel that there's kind of a sense of urgency with being a non-traditional student, so I'm just so honored and so humbled to be chosen as a scholarship recipient, because that really helps put me in a unique position and kind of put me in a step ahead amongst other applicants. So thank you very much again, ASHP.